Alright boys, what's happening? Welcome back to another episode of F1 2021, my team on the channel. Today we have the Zandvoort circuit in the Netherlands, Max Verstappen's home Grand Prix. Just coming up in this video boys, straight away I want to see in the top right, you can see there, low cash. You do not have the enough cash to afford your teammate's contract renewal. Now we do have the teammate contract renewal period coming up very soon. I think we go over to it now so you can have a look. Dan Ticktum's contract expires in 4 days, boys, and we don't have the money to keep him going. You know, we need £1 million to pay for his contract, which expires in 4 days. So can we make up £1 million in 4 days to keep Dan Ticktum, or are we going to go into the driver market and look elsewhere? Who knows, boys? We'll have to wait and see towards the end of this video what happens with that one. But we've got the Zandvoort circuit in the Netherlands first to come. The Dutch Grand Prix. Looking forward to this one. I haven't drove Zandvoort yet, but last year it was one of my favourite circuits to drive. Last year I was so quick around Zandvoort. It was one of my favourites to drive, like I've said. I just clicked with this circuit so much. Like, it was one of the first I actually drove on the game when I first got it, the last one. But I haven't drove it this year, like I say. The rest of the calendar I haven't drove a race on this year. Here is our setup. As usual, showing the setup on the screen. Now I am excited to get a racing rig. I am trying to set up a simulator in my house. So yeah, I can't wait to get into that. Obviously I play on controller, if you didn't know. So yeah, hopefully we can get into that. But anyway, getting into the hot lap here. Brake at 75 meters, 4 turn 1, short shift to 4th on the exit. You can ride this curve on the left a little bit down into 5th for this right hander. You want to take a deep entry into this camber and left. You know, try and get early on the throttle, get some rotation in there. We have a little snap of oversteer, kind of, but we catch it. I'm going to take a late apex onto that camber and corner just back there. This corner here, I'm very, very bad at. We go very wide there, lose a lot of time. I just can't click with that corner, boys. This one here, stay in 7th, drop it to 6th. As we fly around, careful on the throttle on that curb. Very easily unsettle the car down to 4th gear. I think if we short shift to 5th on the exit there, we do. Turning quite late here for this corner here, early on the throttle, as we have the DRS zone as we come out. So we've got Daniel Ricciardo racing us. This is only qualifying, Daniel, mate. We're going to brake at the 100-meter board. You can use quite a lot of that curb on the inside right there as you head into this chicane, almost through the left-hander. Want to brake just after the 50-meter board and turn in as well. Your braking point and turn in point there. Use a lot of the curb on the exit. And then this one here, boys, Dan Ticktum is out of the session, boys. This is qualifying. That's the end of our lap there, but Dan Ticktum is out of the session. And Dan Ticktum, oh my god, boys, we nearly rear-end Dan Ticktum. I don't know what he's thinking. I don't know what he's doing there. Ticktum was just stopped right in the middle of the racing line on the home straight, and Mazepin's came out the pits there, so we try and let him past. But Mazepin, I don't know what he's doing, and we get a 5-place grid penalty for illegal blocking on Nikita Mazepin. Like, are you serious? What's just happened there in that 30 seconds? Dan Ticktum ruled out of the session. I don't know what's happened to him or why that's happened. Like, his engine must have went in, but he's just sat there on the racing line. And as we come around turn 1, we try and let Mazepin past us, and he pulls in behind us, and we get a 5-place grid penalty for illegal blocking. I cannot believe the chaos that we're seeing here. And this is our fastest lap, I do believe, of the qualifying session already. You can see it's a rough one because we cut the grass there a little, which was very rough, but we're up in the delta. But boys, what an absolutely crazy start. Just remember, in the last race in Spa, Ticktum's engine blew up. So he must have put a new power unit in for this race, and I guess his engine's going to get it unless it's gearbox failure. We'll have to wait and see on that one. But obviously, if he does have a problem, he'll have to change that for the race and probably be starting from the back of the grid, which is not good for the Sasuke Racing team. Speaking about not good for the Sasuke Racing team, this driver on the screen right now, he's not very good, is he? Like, you see in the state of this lap, it's so sloppy. I don't know how we've gone green in those sectors there. Nearly take off by cutting that curb there. We nearly take off like the 3rd Migo, but yeah, like, I don't know how, boys, we improved our time on that lap. The first one felt so much better. Maybe it was just track evolution, because in terms of racecraft and driving of that lap, it felt poor. But let's see where it puts us. We don't really have much time left in the qualifying session. It puts us P19, boys, so it looks like we're not going to make it out of this quali session. Giovinazzi was 4 tenths faster than us in P13 above us, or 16, sorry. And yeah, there we go. P20 with a 5-place grid penalty. Let's get into the race and see how this goes.
Welcome along then to the North Sea coast and Zandvoort, 25 miles away from Amsterdam, and the host for today's Dutch Grand Prix. It's a race the great Jim Clark won on 4 occasions, leading for an astonishing total of 370 laps. Zandvoort circuit, 14 corners, 10 to the right and 4 to the left, with plenty of steep camber and elevation changes to keep our drivers on their toes throughout a 2.6-mile lap. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box, and it's fantastic to have you with us here today, but I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
But from the moment qualifying's over, you start to feel the adrenaline in your body build up and the buzz in your stomach as you anticipate the run down into turn 1. It's all a bit like going into battle, and the unknown situation makes you nervous. Those pre-race nerves are a good thing. The day you don't have them means that you don't care anymore. And of course you have to make sure that all the procedures are second nature to you so that they're not taking up too much of your capacity.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Bottas, Perez, Charles Leclerc and Norris, Vettel, Ricciardo, Gasly and Lance Stroll, Sainz, Tsunoda, Esteban Ocon and Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, Mick Schumacher, Nikita Mazepin and George Russell, Latifi, Fernando Alonso, they've taken a grid penalty, the owner driver and Daniel Ticktum. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
So boys, you see the grid there. Fernando Alonso is going to be just in front of us. He has taken a grid penalty. Obviously we did too. We're going to be starting P21, start on the mediums. I don't know why I did that. Dan Tickton behind us. Can we have a Sasuke Racing masterclass from the two of us from the back of the grid? Can we get into the point? It's lights out and away we go. Fernando Alonso also a flying start there, overtaking both Williams of Latifi and Russell. We also take over Latifi there. I think Dan Tickton tries to send one down the inside of Latifi. Russell and Alonso wheel to wheel now just in front of us as we head through turn 2, and Dan Ticktum's right up alongside us through turn 2. He's made the move on Latifi. Tries to make the move round the outside of us. Very good start from the pair of us there. Snap of overs there on that corner again. I always get that in the exact same place every lap. But now we've chased down George Russell down this straight here as we head into this right-hander that I'm not very good at, like I mentioned before. And we do run a bit wide on the exit there. And there is contact and we have spun, boys, and we're in the wall. And we have lost our wheel. And that is going to be the end of the race. That is going to be the end of the race. Lap 1. We are in the wall, boys. There was contact. I don't even know what happened there. Let's take a look at that again. Was it Nicholas Latifi just behind us? Made contact and put us in the wall. But it's not Latifi that's behind us. It's Dan Ticktum and he sends it up the inside, boys. And we both crash out there. Dan Ticktum sends one up the inside of us. This is on board with Ticktum now. He can see us in front there. We do run a bit wide on this corner here. But Ticktum, what is he thinking, boys? He drives straight into us and he takes himself out of the race and us out of the race. That is a howler, boys. That is an absolute howler. Dan Ticktum, who's fighting for his life in this car. Yeah, if you've watched this series, you know about our rivalry with Ticktum. And look at that, boys. He just completely sends us both out of the race on lap 1. That was not my fault. I did run wide on the corner, but Ticktum, he drove straight into us, boys. I can't believe it. And his contract runs out in 4 days. This was his race to fight for his place at our team, and he's took us out the race, caused millions of pounds worth of damage to both cars. Like, is he actually crazy? Is he actually crazy? I cannot believe that just happened, boys, on lap 1. We got off to a decent start as well. Like, I was looking forward to that race, seeing what we could do from the back of the grid, but Dan Ticktum, what is he thinking? I mean, you seen the size of his head, you'd think that he'd have a brain in there, do you know what I mean, and be able to make good decisions or something, but bro, like, yeah, his head's so big, bro. I can't believe he's just done that to us. But it looks like Max Verstappen has won his home Grand Prix. So shout out Max Verstappen. And he's on the podium there with Lewis and Valtteri. Shock horror seeing Lewis and Valtteri on the podium as well. Clearly that driver update that we did has improved the driving, like the AI drivers, because Valtteri's not just winning every single race. And it's actually quite realistic now with Lewis and Max being better than Valtteri. I was going to say better than Valtteri, like, yeah, putting a V in every single word, but Shout out to Max Verstappen there. And yeah, so Netherlands Grand Prix, boys, it's a howler. It is an absolute howler. Like, let's take a look at the grid there. You can see who else had a stinker. Mick Schumacher also DNF'd there, but yeah, P21, P22 for Ticktum. Cannot believe what I've seen there. Dan Ticktum looked like he actually had pace. He smoked Latifi, and he was probably going to overtake us on the soft tyres. We would have let him past on the straight, but I don't know what he's actually thinking. Or if he's just thinking my contract runs out, he's not going to renew it. Let's just take him out the race. Do you know what I mean? Here we go, contract renewal. Renegotiate with teammates, or we can go to the driver market and look for somebody else. Now, Dan Ticktum, boys, like, I have to think about this. We go into the R&D and we get a few upgrades first, because I was trying to think, what do I want for the future of this team? Who do I want in that second car alongside me? Ticktum hasn't been that bad this year. If you think back to some of the previous results, he obviously got that P8 in Spain when we came P6 because of the safety car. So he did well to get those points for us there. But I think that might have been his only points finish of the whole season. So we're just checking out the drivers market here. Obviously, Ticktum, because he's grew with us at our team, he's now 1.5 mil to renew his contract. And we do have 1.6 in the bank, but we're just checking out our options. The cheapest driver is 600k. So now I have to make the decision, do we go with Ticktum and end up skint? We can't get any of the actual good drivers on the grid, because you can see there, they're all like 10 mil plus. I think the cheapest guy that I actually want to look at is maybe George Russell, who's 6 mil still. So we are very far away from that. Do you know what I mean? So we've really got to consider our options. I'm looking now on the screen, showing you my thought process for the long-term partner that I do want to get for our team. And George Russell is definitely somebody I do want to look at. You know, he puts in work in real life in that Williams car, so I think he can do well for us. But then we've got Pierre Gasly, one of my favourite drivers in real life. Pierre is definitely someone I do want to get on board for our team. He's 6 mil as well. Nico Rosberg, big fan of Nico Rosberg in real life. While he was in the F1, he was a bit of a weird character, but if you watch any of his YouTube videos, now that he's retired and stuff, he seems like a top guy, do you know what I mean? We've got Jenson Button there we're looking at as well. Obviously, being an English-based team, Jenson Button being an English driver, it would make sense to get him on board as an English driver to represent the team. And then the top end of the spectrum, boys, we've got Ayrton Senna, Alan Prost, and Michael Schumacher. Now, when our car is competing for championships, boys, these three drivers here are the guys I'm going to look at. Schumacher, Senna, Prost. I really want to win the Constructors title with Senna as our teammate and Schumacher. So maybe we'll see that in future seasons. But Dan Ticktum, mate, yeah, like, it's a tough one. It's a tough decision, boys. But we're checking out here. We've got a few good drivers still. Like Dan Ticktum's 66 rated, I do believe. We've got Jack Aitken and Callum Ilott here, who are the same overall rating as Ticktum. Obviously, you can see here Callum Ilott's focus is 80. Ticktum's focus is 46. No wonder he crashed into us. He's not focused at all. He obviously hates his time here. We go ahead, boys, and approach Callum Ilott. I believe he's in the Ferrari Academy in real life, so a bit of an unrealistic move here, because we're with the Mercedes Academy, I guess, with the Mercedes engine. But, you know, he's not going to turn down a seat in the Formula 1, is he, if we give it to him? So we approach him there with the 800k salary, and Callum Ilott has signed, boys, till the end of the season, Monday the 13th of December. Callum Ilott, welcome to the team. Dan Ticktum, it's time to go. Rest in peace, Claude. It's time to go, Ticktum. And then we realise, yeah, boys, I've got cash in the bank still, and I haven't bought any driver perks, so I believe we go ahead and pick up the resource point perk at the bottom. Like, quite expensive, so we don't want to go too ham. We could have got the engine wear one as well, but I don't want to go ham on it, like Goku's son, because it's just not worth it right now when we are trying to upgrade our facilities. So yeah, next race we've got Monza. It is going to be Jack Aikens, or Callum Ilott, sorry, I've said his name wrong already, had the disrespect. It's going to be Ilott's first race for the team in Monza. And just a little spoiler for the next episode, boys, the race is going to be in the rain. So let's see what we can do in Monza next time out. If you did enjoy this video, like, comment, share and subscribe. You know the vibes, and I will catch us next time. Take it easy.